Today we are in a design museum, and really I didn't expect it the way I saw. It's more fascinated. Since 20, 30, 40 years, different design. I'm so happy to see this kind of stuff. Thank you for man working and talking.
It's interesting, and I always find it fascinating to see the evolution of things that we take for granted. And one of the most obvious things that I'm seeing here is something that, you know, when I was a child it was that big, now it's that big, you know? Technology-wise is good, but is it better? You know what I mean? Because aesthetics make up part of the thing. So you can lose the aesthetic. If everything looks like a small piece of metal, then you lose some of the aesthetic. Like the brother just pointed out, they got this gram, metallic gram. That's not a gram. The gram was the big cabinet with the drinks cabinet each side and the record player, and you had the lace curtaining on it and the frosted glasses. It was an aesthetic, not just a functional.
Once again, we are holding to many discussion. Today, one of the discussion, it would be, what would you like your legacy to be? And also, what values do you hold? In sum up in one word. Now, I myself chose the word of conviction. And I use the word conviction, somebody like me at my age now, who hold to my past in that sense, and I look at things from a black perspective. And this is why I try to explain, even though we're shut down a couple of times, it's not necessary to say black, but that's what I'm all about, that's what my conviction. But it was a fascinating discussion around it, even people who agreed or disagreed.
Every time I see a typewriter, I get shivers over my body, and you probably may be thinking, why? So one year, wake up one morning, it was my gift, on a table, in a box. So excited as I am, unwrapped it, and you never guess what? There was a typewriter in the box. So I looked at my mum and with disappointment in my face, even tears coming out of my eye. But mum, why? Typewriters for girls. So then, unbeknown to me, my mum knew back then I was good with my hands, right? How she worked that out, I would never know, because at that age, I was just too busy scratching my bum and picking my nose. But now I have regrets of not using a typewriter. What I did, with my disgratefulness, I just picked up the typewriter, put it back in the box, wrapped it up, and gave it to one of my other brothers for his birthday.
Today at Men's Walk and Talk, we met at Holland Park. Today the discussion was about time, wealth, and finance. Can we distinguish those three entities? Again, I'm not going to give you the answers, because I think at the end of the day we have to define how that works for us as individuals. And we're not about giving people answers, we're about allowing people to express how things resonate with them. Then we took to the walk down to the Design Museum, which is where we are right now. Again, this is about going back in time, because we saw some of these fabulous inventions from the 1980s and how it made us feel, you know, growing up in the country around that time. I mean, I was looking at the ghetto blaster, and the first thing I remember is that my mum never allowed me to take the ghetto blaster outside. Back in the days when most guys were doing that and, you know, doing breakdancing around their ghetto blasters. It was just nice to be in a space like this and to go back into time. And, you know, and sometimes we talk about trauma in our childhood, but there were good times as well. You know, for me, I think there were loads of good times. It would not be many good time within my house, but there were some. But there were good things that happened outside with my friends and us growing up and coming of age. So, and now we're having a conversation here about technology and our mental health. Because if we think about it, in the 80s, technology was just jumping forward. Now it's like a runaway train that just seems to go on getting faster and faster. and we are passengers on that train. And how do we control the speed, the ginormous speed of this technology, and how it affects our mental health? Because we all know, once you open that phone, you often can't put it down. Till next time, bye-bye.